Me 35-year-old woman, work as a social media manager at a mid-level, mission-driven agency. Basically, I write heartfelt captions about honesty for companies that fake everything first time in my adult life. Actually single, not taking space. Single, not figuring things out. Single, just single quiet apartment, one toothbrush on the sink. No dumb couple jokes echoing around. This was never how I pictured things. Wasn't supposed to be the early 30s girl with wine, laptop glow, and a group chat full of we're all thriving friends. Rewind back when I was 22 and thought being overwhelmed meant 2 exams in the same week. 22, double major in marketing, plus comms because I enjoyed debt and jobs. No one can clearly define school forces everyone into some required orientation held in the ugliest lecture hall imaginable, everything. Beige walls, beige. Slides, beige. Even the guy speaking looked beige. Dude in a tan tie. Talking about career preparedness, like it's inspiring. Feel my brain trying to leave my body, show up late, only open seat is in the back, next to some guy in a worn-out band hoodie. He moves his backpack and goes, perfect timing. You didn't miss the life-changing bullet points. Completely flat delivery. Not flirting, not trying, just dry. I laugh way harder than it deserves, partly because it's actually funny, partly because I'm stressed and running on half a coffee. We spend half the presentation whispering, making fun of stock photos. Wow, look, another woman laughing alone with a salad after it ends. He walks with me across campus, asks what I'm studying, says he's 24, civil engineering major, working part-time for some construction crew, name's Tyler. I immediately shorten it to Ty. His hands are rough, not gym calloused, not influencer aesthetic, actual work hands. What gets me isn't even the jokes, it's how steady he feels. Back then my brain is constant background, anxiety, parents split. When I was a teenager, dad cheated, predictable storyline, mom flipped into men are useless. Hire a lawyer. Modehouse basically became a war briefing every night. Dinner conversations equals detailed breakdowns of why relationships fail. Learned early love equals risk management and exit strategies. So, when this tall, slightly awkward, calm guy texts me after our first date, texts me when you get home safe, and actually stays awake waiting, my nervous system just latches onto him like imprinting. We start seeing each other a lot. He's always on time. If he says he'll pay, he does. Remember small, random things I mentioned once. I like fries extra crispy. He remembers, mentions my mom hates dishonesty. He remembers, I joke about being scared of storms, but pretending I'm not. He remembers, walks me home in the rain multiple times, just casually puts his jacket on me. No performance, no, look how great I am. Energy just does. It doesn't act like he deserves a trophy for basic decency. After about a year, we move in together. Tiny place used couch that smells faintly weird. IKEA table that wobbles if you breathe near it. Meanwhile, I've joined every empowered women club on campus. Women in policy, voices for change, intersectional, everything. Anti-whatever small army of girls who can quote theory, while Tipsy Ty doesn't really get any of it. But he listens, comes home dirty from job sites while I go off about systemic issues in coursework. He sits on the floor, folding laundry nods while I talk about emotional labor and intersectionality. Does dishes while I rehearse speeches about wage gaps to the microwave whenever I ask what he thinks he keeps it gentle. I don't know enough to have a strong opinion. I just want things to be fair for you. At the time, I label that as supportive. Don't realize until much later, it also means he's being careful around me. Fast forward. 25, graduate, barely survive. Unpaid internship, hell land. My first real job at a trendy agency dog-friendly office. Unlimited PTO. No one actually takes job. Title sounds impressive. Actual job equals arguing with algorithms and writing captions that sound like therapy mixed with girl boss energy. Pay is decent hours, flexible. My LinkedIn finally looks respectable. Ty finishes school too, gets hired by the city. Public works stuff, infrastructure projects, hard hat, pics, sunburns, spreadsheets, steady paycheck, boring but solid benefits. 401k dental predictable routine. The kind of job my mom always said my dad should have kept. We settle into a rhythm, Sunday grocery trips meal. Prepping, he wakes up at 6 a.m., I'm still replying to emails at midnight. He starts bringing up buying a house, kids. Someday maybe move a bit outside the city, bigger yards, cheaper prices. I laugh it off. At first, I'm still into rooftop bars, and late nights, he just smiles. We can have a yard and still go out, you know? But something in me tightens, starts feeling less like a plan, more like a cage, like he's building a nest. And I'm still trying to figure out how to fly in my head. The script never stops. I didn't grind this hard just to end up barefoot in some suburb before 30. Resentment doesn't hit all at once. No explosion, just constant drizzle, slowly soaking everything. Little things start getting under my skin, like him wanting to sit at the table for dinner instead of eating on the couch, him asking what time I'll be home, starts irritating me. Him wanting to book trips months ahead feels suffocating. First, real crack shows up over something dumb. Social media, obviously one summer, my team plans a beach retreat. Boss calls it bonding. It's clearly just content farming for Instagram. We take photos nonstop, one shot of me, hits just right. New bikini, drink in hand. Laughing at something off to the side, lighting perfect stomach, looks flatter than reality. I post it with some fake deep caption about sunsets and fresh starts. Phone immediately explodes likes, stacking fire emojis. Yes, girl, from people I barely speak to. Random guys from high school, sliding into DMs like, it's 2012 that night. He gets home, drops his keys in the bowl, kisses my forehead, like always. But then he goes quiet while pulling off his work boots, glances at my phone, glowing on the coffee table. Calm voice. That picture you posted, did you really want that up? Instant defense mode. Like my brain hits fight or flight over a normal question. Everyone posts beach pics, Tyler. It's not a big deal. He's not mad, not accusing, just thinking, I know, I just don't get why strangers need to see you like that when you usually complain about strangers staring at you. That line hits somewhere uncomfortable, too close to something I don't want to unpack, so I pivot, turn it into a bigger issue. So now I'm supposed to hide my body because it bothers you. He rubs his face. That's not what I said. Then what are you saying? He pauses, careful. I guess I thought I was the one you wanted to look good for. Maybe that's outdated. There it is. The exact sentence my friend group would tear apart. Wow, so I can't feel confident unless it's for you. I can see his shoulders drop a little. No, I just miss when some things were just ours. That's all. No yelling, no insults, no throwing my own arguments back at me. Just quiet. He goes to bed early. I stay up scrolling, comments pretending they mean nothing. They absolutely do. After that, it's slow damage, tiny cuts everywhere. Him asking if I'll be home for dinner. Me snapping. I'm not stuck on some 9-to-5 leash like him. Him wanting me at his cousin's wedding. Me saying I already booked a girls' trip to some overpriced spa. One night, we're arguing about schedules. Again, he wants me to cancel a trip for a family thing. And I finally say, what's been sitting in my head, I'm tired of living like someone's wife when I'm not even engaged. Silence, he just looks at me, not angry. Something worse, like watching something collapse in slow motion. After a second, he says, I think you're starting to believe you're above all this. I'm ready to fire backlist every systemic issue I've memorized. Wage gaps, double standards, all of it. He doesn't react, just says, love, commitment, building something simple but real. That sentence just sits there heavy, like something about to explode, but never does. We both act like we didn't hear it ticking. Next day, I vent to my coworker, call her Rachel 30. Always in sharp outfits, eyeliner perfect. Talks like she's giving a keynote, even ordering coffee. She thrives on? This kind of story tells me he's threatened by your growth. Guys like stability when it benefits them, then call it love when it's really just unpaid emotional labor. Another coworker sends me a viral post. Don't marry a man who treats your ambition like competition. Everyone repeats it like gospel. No one asks what my ambition is actually building toward, small part of me. Wonders if I'm being unfair. Louder part shuts it down. If you're questioning it, he's not the one. Thanks. Instagram therapists. So I decide no. Cheating, no dramatic betrayal. Just a quiet exit. Wait until he's at work on a weekday. Take off the ring he gave me. Wasn't even engagement, just a gift pack. My half of everything into boxes, leave his side of the closet untouched. Mine completely empty? Write a letter instead of talking generic lines about finding myself and different paths. Play sad music, so it feels cinematic, like I'm the main character. Leave the key on the kitchen counter next to the note. Walk out. Hours later, he texts once, "I hope you find what you're looking for." That's it. No paragraphs, no begging, no "please stay." I tell everyone, it was mutual, we just grew apart secretly. I'm pissed he didn't chase me that weekend. Rachel drags me to a rooftop bar, city lights, string lights, overpriced cocktails. She clinks her glass against mine to freedom. "You look lighter already," I nod. Tell myself she's right. Maybe I even believe it for like 2 weeks, first few months after the breakup. Our loud dinners, after work, drinks, networking events, dates with guys whose names I forget. Before dessert shows up, I say yes to everything because I don't know how to sit alone in silence. New friend circle is basically a choir repeating the same lines. Men are intimidated. We're too much for them. If he wanted to, he would. I nod along, reshare posts like, "Stories play the part." Still wake up some nights reaching for someone who isn't there. Then Victor shows up late 30s, new consultant at the agency, brought in to fix client relationships. Basically talks stressed out brand managers off the edge when their posts flop. Victor used to work overseas. Philippines, Vietnam, mix of NGO gigs and corporate contracts. Nobody really knows the full story. People call him old school because he's not posting motivational essays on LinkedIn every hour. He holds doors open, doesn't talk. Over people actually listens in meetings before speaking, which is rare in our girl boss heavy office. That alone makes him feel suspicious. We start grabbing lunch sometimes. Nothing flirty, just easy conversations with someone who can make eye contact without it turning weird. One afternoon, we're sitting outside at a cafe. Me, Victor, and my coworker, Jenna's mid-30s, always dating. Always tired, currently ranting about a guy who disappeared after 3 dates. Men are broken, she sighs. They either dump all their trauma on you or vanish. No middle ground. Victor chuckles a little, not mocking, just amused. Honestly, a lot of guys are just done trying here. Record scratch in my brain. What do you mean? Done trying, I ask him straight up. He shrugs. A lot of men feel like whatever they do is wrong by default, so they check out. Or they go somewhere they feel wanted. Jenna rolls her eyes. Ugh, are you one of those passport bros? He doesn't bite, just takes a sip of his coffee. Call it whatever you want. I just noticed people treated each other differently abroad. My irritation spikes. Differently how? He pauses, choosing words carefully, lest he's combative. Couples felt like teammates, not competing brands. That hits a nerve because part of me immediately knows what he's pointing at. So I push back. So women here are the problem? He shakes his head. No, I'm saying a lot of men feel like they're being interviewed for a role instead of welcomed into something. I want to fire back something clever, something tweetable, but he keeps going before I can. When's the last time you heard a guy say he felt appreciated just for existing, not for what he provides? I open my mouth, nothing comes out. He's not smirking, not acting superior, just saying it plainly. Where I lived, he continues. People still expected a lot. It wasn't perfect, but there was softness, room to mess up without instantly being labeled toxic or weak. That word softness irritates me more than it should, feels like sand in my brain. So you want a woman who just agrees with you? I shoot back. He laughs. No, I want someone who doesn't treat me like I'm the enemy, that one lands harder than I expect. Because suddenly I'm thinking about Ty. All the times he treated me like a partner, and all the times I treated him like an argument. I needed to win. That night I meet Rachel at a wine bar, tell her everything. Victor said. She rolls her eyes so hard it's almost impressive. Men aren't done. They're just weak. They can't handle women who know their value. We clink glasses, spend an hour complaining about dating apps. But Victor's words stick like a weird echo. I can't turn off, then I start noticing things I used to ignore. Rachel says she's fine, being casual, but checks her phone every 10 minutes, waiting for a guy who only texts after midnight. Jenna schedules another egg-freezing appointment, posts a meme about owning her timeline, with a crying emoji that doesn't feel like a joke anymore. Another friend, Nina, brags about not settling while hooking up with a married coworker who's been basically divorced for over a year. Our group chat is nonstop, men are trash, jokes, screenshots of dry "you up" texts. We react with laughing emojis. None of us are actually laughing. We're just really good at pretending. And through all of this, Ty is completely gone. No messages, no checking in, not even lurking on my stories from a fake account. Sometimes late at night, I scroll old photos him grilling on that tiny balcony, him asleep on the couch with my head on his chest, him holding up some ugly mug he bought just because it was my favorite color. I keep telling myself I left for freedom, but most of the time, it just feels like standing in a crowded room where nobody notices me. One day on the train home, I'm sitting across from a couple. Nothing special, mid-20s, cheap office clothes. She's half asleep on his shoulder. They're sharing earbuds watching some dumb video on his phone when their stop comes. He gently wakes her up, grabs both their bags, kisses her forehead before they step off. No big movie moment, no dramatic music, swelling, just quiet. Everyday kindness between two people, and somehow that hits harder than anything. My chest aches in a way that has nothing to do with actual health. That night, I go home, pour a drink, open my laptop, type "men leaving country to find wives" into the search bar, like I'm about to prove a point, expecting cringe, expecting to laugh. Instead, there's endless results. Videos, blogs, interviews, guys in their 30s, sitting in small apartments in Manila, Cebu. Random towns I've never even heard of, talking calmly about feeling respected. For the first time in years, they use words I haven't heard anyone say seriously in forever. Peace, kindness, teamwork, one video. Sticks just a guy around my age cooking dinner with his wife in a tiny kitchen fan spinning overhead, making that rattling noise, rice cooker shoved in the corner. She burns something. They both laugh. She lightly hits his arm. Embarrassed, he leans over and kisses her temple. She blushes like she never trained herself to be detached. They're not influencer hot, not aesthetic, just normal people, and they look genuinely happy in a way. I can't even picture for myself anymore. I snap my laptop shut, tell myself, it's fake curated. Of course they look happy. He's probably paying for everything, and she's stuck. Their problem is, I don't fully buy my own argument. Time moves weird. After that, chunks of it disappear. Work gets more intense, titles, change, salary, climbs, my job, slowly eats more of my life. Drive quarterly growth basically becomes my personality. Friends start drifting off. Rachel gets married, divorced. A year and a half later, Jenna moves out of state. Nina announces she's done with men. For the third time, I keep dating here and there enough to collect stories, not enough to build anything real. Guy with a mattress directly on the floor. Guy making insane money, but emotionally unavailable, like a brick guy who cries about his ex on date 2, then disappears for weeks, years, blur together. Suddenly I'm 32, open my banking app one morning, see a number that would have shocked my younger self. My job title now includes director. My mom is proud. Random people on LinkedIn clap in the comments when I post some vague leadership quote. And still, my apartment is silent every night, like no one's ever really lived there. But me. Then my boss calls me into a meeting, big opportunity. We landed a travel deal with a resort group in the Philippines. I'd lead the campaign on site, 2 weeks content, client dinners. Full experience past me would have lost her mind over this main character. Energy. I say yes, immediately. This is the dream, right? This is what I blew everything up for. Night before the trip, I'm sitting next to an open suitcase, clothes everywhere. Camera gear laid out, carefully planned outfits feel. Nothing, just this empty hollow where excitement should be. Tell myself, it's just nerves. Flight lands in Manila, then another flight to a smaller city, then a drive out to some coastal town that looks straight out of a postcard. Air thick with humidity and grilled fish, resort is insane. Bamboo paths, infinity pools, eco-chic design that probably costs more than my car. First 3 days are all work meetings, mood boards, shot lists, figuring out how to make authentic content look accidentally perfect. Day 4, they set up a local tour. Boats, markets, village stops. We're all standing in the lobby, iced coffee in hand, camera bags everywhere. Local coordinator claps to get attention. All right, everyone, this is your guide for today. He'll take care of you. Meet Daniel. Time glitches for a second voice from behind the group, familiar a little deeper, a little rougher. Morning, everyone. We'll head to the boats in about 15 minutes. Grab water, hats, whatever you need. The group shifts parts, and there he is. Ty, older tanner, leaner hair, shorter now. Has a beard he never used to have. Linen shirt, board, shorts, worn sandals. radio clipped to his belt. He looks rooted, like he belongs there. Not like he was dropped in his eyes. Scan the group, then stop on me. Someone else's sunglasses hanging from his collar. Recognition flashes quick, controlled. No scene, just a small nod. Neutral smile. My heart is racing. My face goes into fake professional mode. We start loading onto boats. I hang back, pretending to check my camera. Battery feel him come up next to me before I even look. "Hey," he says quietly. Same voice, just different now. Been a while. My brain is gone, completely offline. My mouth somehow works. "Yeah, this is unexpected." He gives a small laugh. "Life does that. How long have you been here?" "About 4 years," he says. "Came out for a project, stayed for other reasons." Other reasons my stomach understands before my brain does. "What are you doing out here?" He gestures around. "Work with a partnership between a local NGO and some tourism groups. Focus on sustainability, boats, guides, environmental stuff for visitors." Translation: he has a real job, one that actually matters. Not arguing over engagement metrics. "You look good," I say, hate how small my voice sounds. He smiles politely. "You too. How've you been?" Autopilot kicks in. "Busy. Works good. Got promoted last year." He nods. "You were always good at going after what you wanted," I try to joke. "Still going after it." Not totally sure what it is, though. He gives this small smile. Not happy, not bitter, just quietly sad. Most people don't figure that out until they stop running. I don't even get a response out before someone calls his name. He gives my shoulder a quick squeeze, casual, almost unfamiliar. Now then walks off to help someone with a life jacket. I just stand there watching. He moves through people, easily switching between English and Tagalog. Like it's nothing, joking, pointing things out, keeping track of everyone without making it obvious. Like he's done this 1,000 times later. At lunch, we're at this little beach hut. I spot him at another table sitting with a woman and a little kid. My brain fills in the blanks instantly. Wife and daughter. She's small skin, sun-warmed hair, tied up, messy, simple dress. Flip-flops. Nothing curated. The kids, maybe 3 curly hair stuck to her forehead, smearing mango all over his shirt. While laughing locals walk by, greeting them, chatting with her, ruffling the kid's hair, calling him something like Danilo. He laughs easily, completely relaxed, like he belongs there, like he's always belonged there. Something ugly twists in my chest. Jealousy isn't even the right word. It's heavier, like regret mixed with pride, mixed with the realization life kept going without me. Afternoon turns into a blur. Drone shots, slow motion, waves, fake laughter for B-roll. Later I slip into the resort cafe. Need caffeine before another meeting place is quiet. Just ceiling fans and distant ocean noise at the counter is his wife, kid on her hip, ordering carefully in slightly hesitant English, apologizing for her accent. When she doesn't need to, the little girl drops a stuffed turtle. It rolls across the floor and stops at my feet. I pick it up, walk over, hold it out. "I think this little explorer belongs to you." She smiles immediately. Warm, real, thank you. Her accent soft, but clear. The kid hides her face, then peeks at me, tiny hand reaching for the toy. "You work with guests?" she asks, points at my badge. "Yeah, marketing team. We're doing a campaign here." Her face lights up. "Ah, you are from Daniel's old country." My chest stumbles. Old country, she keeps talking like nothing, just detonated in my head. He told me last night he saw someone from long time ago. He was happy. I can barely process. He said you teach him patience when he was young. My brain just stops. He said that. She nods, adjusts her daughter. The kid immediately grabs her hair. She doesn't even react. Before, he was very shy, always working, always worried. Now, he talked too much. She laughs like it's her favorite thing about him. "He is very kind man," she continues. "When I come here first, I was scared of everything. He helped me with papers, language, my family. He make this place feel like home. No bragging, no performance, just simple gratitude. That feeling hits again, but different now. Less why her, more why didn't I see what I had?" "You're lucky," I hear myself say. She immediately shakes her head. "No." "We both lucky? Like it's obvious, like love is something shared, not won." Barista calls her name. She thanks me again, walks away, barefoot kid bouncing on her hip. Hugging that turtle like it's priceless. I just stand there, coffee in hand, no idea what it even tastes like. That night in my room, I can't sleep, ceiling, fan humming ocean, outside my thoughts louder than both. I open my laptop out of habit, screen, lights up my face, staring back, tired eyes, tight jaw. Look like someone very successful, and not even a little happy. I hover over my work email, then close the laptop without typing anything. First time in years, just sit on the edge of the bed. Watch the sky go from black to gray, thinking about a man who stopped running and actually ended up somewhere. Trip ends. We fly back, I tell coworkers. It was amazing, life-changing. They nod. We go right back to obsessing over metrics. I don't tell anyone. He's there, married kid, rooted in a life I can't even picture for myself. For a while I try to outrun the feeling, same way I always do. Bury myself in work, take every project, say yes to every dinner, update LinkedIn, so often it feels like a job itself. Even start dating again, guy who treats polyamory like it's his entire identity. Guy who says Andrew Tate has some good points if you look past the bad stuff. Immediately stop seeing that guy. Next guy is fine, nice, stable, also completely uninterested in anything, long term. Nothing sticks, months pass, then years. One day I'm 35, standing in front of my bathroom mirror, realizing my life looks incredible on paper and weirdly empty in real life. My mom starts dropping hints. You can always freeze your eggs. You don't have to pick between career and family. Which is funny, because she spent years telling me not to depend on men. My friend group splits into categories. The I found a good one somehow group, the I don't need any man ever group, and the quiet what did I do group. I drift between the last two, depending on the day. Then one afternoon at work, new hire joins 24 sharp bangs, septum-piercing canvas tote with some ironic feminist slogan on it. First week, she gives a mini speech at lunch about never settling, never centering a relationship. Everyone claps. I smile too, feel something twist in my chest. She tells me about her boyfriend, blue collar, good guy starting to talk about the future. She rolls her eyes. If he wants stability, that bad, he can marry someone else. I'm not a starter wife. It's like watching an old version of myself, just with worse style choices. For a second I want to grab her and shake her, tell her about grocery runs on Sundays, quiet nights, watching dumb shows, a man who remembers how you like your coffee without asking. Tell her there's a difference between settling and actually building something, that not every calm thing is a trap. But I don't say anything because I don't want to sound like the bitter older woman. Some nights I still scroll. Instagram, look at my old posts, bikini pics, girls' trips, rooftop bars, my face in all of them. Carefully curated happiness, long captions about empowerment. Then I think about his wife, barefoot on wooden floors, simple dress. No filters, just there. Eventually therapy happens. HR sends out some wellness email, 6 free sessions online, cheaper than buying more plants. I'll forget to water. Therapist is kind, asks questions. I don't have answers to, what did you want at 21? What changed by 28? What do you want now? I realize all my answers are negative, not being dependent, not being trapped, not becoming my mom. None of it is about what I actually want. She asks the last time I felt peaceful. The image that pops up is embarrassing. Not a promotion, not a trip. Just me asleep on Ty's chest on a Sunday afternoon, TV low in the background, laundry running, nothing performative. She just says, sounds like you miss belonging somewhere. And yeah, that one breaks something, a little time, moves again. I start saying no to extra work, no to pointless dates, no to girls, nights that are just anti-men, group therapy with cocktails. Start going home earlier, reading actual books, cooking, real meals. Nothing magically fixes, no montage, just quieter. One evening, I get a friend request on Facebook, name doesn't register, at first profile pic of a woman holding a little girl on a beach. Then I see the mutual, Ty stare at the screen for a minute, accept message comes instantly. Hi, I hope this isn't strange. I'm Lila, Ty's wife. He told me about you. I just wanted to say thank you. My brain immediately goes worst case. What did he say? Does she hate me? Did I become the villain in his story? Another message pops up. He said when you broke his heart, he changed his life. That's how we met. If not, my daughter and I would never know him. So, thank you for letting him go. I just sit there staring at that, Thank you for letting him go. Type something, delete it, type again. Delete. Finally send, I'm glad he's happy. You seem like a beautiful family, she replies with a photo. Him and the kid building a sandcastle, sunburned shoulders, huge smile bigger than I ever remember seeing when we were together. We are, she writes. I hope you're happy too. You deserve that. I close the app, leave that message sitting there like something heavy in my pocket. 2 days later, the younger coworker corners me in the kitchen. She's upset. Her boyfriend did something unforgivable, suggested they move in together to save money. She asks me, you wouldn't do that, right? You didn't settle either. And it hits me hard in her head. I'm not a warning. I'm the example, the successful single woman who chose herself. Proof you can leave a good man and still win feels like being cast in a role I never auditioned for. I could tell her the truth that I think about grocery lists and mortgages and kids we never had, way more than I think about parties and campaigns. Instead, I just say, just make sure you're not throwing away something real for something vague. She frowns. You sound like my aunt. Then laughs, starts talking about a trip to Spain. Next summer jokes about finding some hot foreign guy. I think about Ty standing on that boat, steady at home in a place we couldn't even find on a map years ago that night. For the first time in years, I open one of those old anonymous image boards, the kind with green text stories and people arguing in comments. There's a thread, some guy asking if he's crazy for wanting a simple life. Housewife, kids, peace. Top replies split between cope harder bro and never marry lol. For some reason, I start typing. Start with the classic be me, tell the whole story from beige lecture halls to rooftop bars to a boat halfway across the world. Change names, adjust details, keep the truth where it matters. Get to the end me, in my mid-30s, clean apartment, good job, quiet. That sometimes feels too big, I don't dress it up. Don't make it tragic, just say it how it is. Then one last line, if you find someone who gives you peace, don't throw it away because it doesn't look exciting online. Pause, hit post, page refreshes my story, disappears into a sea of anonymous posts. Some people call it fake, some call me a pic, some say based, some just reply with random memes. None of them know it's me. No one in my real life ever will. But for the first time in a while, it feels like I stopped running long enough to actually look back. Next morning, alarm at 7, make coffee, feed my sourdough, starter. Answer emails, life doesn't magically change because I posted on some dead corner of the internet, but I do. One small thing, open my calendar, there's a placeholder meeting for Q. 3 strategy, I move it, block off a week in the fall, rename it vacation, somewhere quiet, not chasing him. Not chasing anyone, just seeing if somewhere under all the noise. I can find a little bit of that peace again, even if it's just mine. Even if the only people who ever know are a bunch of strangers reading this at 3 a.m.